Well, team, it looks like we continue to climb the wall of worry. The Bulls have full control. So much today that Tesla said, you know what? I'm going to keep ripping higher. And then all of a sudden, we got the short squeezing coming in. Auto manufacturers start ripping through the roof. We'll talk a little bit about those names. And of course, we'll take a look into the market. What are you guys seeing making a big move? I can tell you one thing. It isn't those value names. Did you guys see CL today? Colgate Palmolive. We'll talk a little bit about that industry. And of course, get into stocks from you guys in the chat. Stay tuned. We'll do a little ticker time near the end. It's Friday. We got to do a little bit of a week wrap up. Let's bring in Joel Elconin and take a look at the market. How are we doing today, Joel?
Should we do It's Friday? It's Friday.
You like that, Jam. You like that.
I like that. That's so old. Well, folks, 4,100 handle is where we are trading now. Up 29 and a quarter handles at 4104.50. It wasn't super easy on the long side. Spent most of that pre-market session in the red. Got the nice pop, and it looked good. Looked like we were going to get to that 4,100 this morning. But the Bears said no can do. They had their, let's call it an hour of fame here when they took us from 40.90 back down towards the lows of the pre-market session. But the Bulls just said, no, I don't care. Brought us back up. We're entering an area of very little resistance. We've been talking about this area here. This line right here, let me illustrate it a little bit little closer for you. Where's my drawing tool? Oh man, I know why is it why am I having so hard? I set this up the new way and format well, anyways, I'll just point it right here. This was your 4180. This is where we came to after the November CPI number. We had that big blast off, and then the market came down, and then the Fed came in, and the Fed heads and Powell said, "Hey, we're not done yet. We're gonna keep ratcheting up rates." End of the year sell off took us here, and then we all know what we've been doing since the beginning of January. So creeping back up, the January effect kind of feels like it's having some momentum going into February. The buck is quiet, up 7 cents, 101.71. Bonds bouncing around. Nothing there sticking out at me. Down a quarter of a point, just about 130.32. Crude, if you want a level, I've been giving you this level, 82.50. We got back up there again. Looked like we were going through. But the Bears did get control of this one, down a $1.53 at 79.48. Gold not giving in, but not blasting the 2,000, down to $1.10, 1945.60. Silver struggling with 24. Long consolidation here, down 32 cents at 23,700. In Bitcoin, we're back up into 23 handle, up $160 at 23,495.
Well. Where do we get it started today? I think, let's first start off on the important stock that at least climbed the wall of worry, right? Let's start off on Intel. Then we'll go a little bit more to Tesla. And I know that you lucid dreamers out there want to talk about it. We'll get into that action. Let's first keep it simple, right? Look at Intel today, right? We've talked about how some of these stocks keep getting these bad earnings, but then they climb the wall of worry towards the open. Clearly exactly what happened again here in Intel. At least for the first time, we didn't climb all the way back to kind of yesterday's close, but still climbing up a little bit here towards 28.12.
28.12, yeah. And this one, big thick stock, couldn't quite take out that pre-market after hours low. This is where the change takes over at 9:30. So you see we were under 27. And what did the Bulls do? The regular session, I don't even think we got much under 27, 26.78. That's coinciding with these lows in the pre-market area. We talked about the short-term resistance at 27.30. That was just based on the 15 minutes. took it out. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to pull like a Microsoft, but getting into that gap area, 29.33 was yesterday's low. So if you do a short-term trade looking for a gap fill, that would be the target, 29.33.
All right, let's talk about one more before we get to the Tesla. I thought it was really important to catch it, and I'm going to be kicking myself. I just threw it up in the chat. Yesterday, I was trying to catch this move. Today, of course, sometimes the noise distracts you, right? Well, missed the Amazon 100, and it was a pretty one. What I loved about it was not only that it got above 100, you might have to see this on like kind of a 5-minute versus a 15, but it pulled back right to that 100, got above 100, then came back to 99.96, caught the VWAP at 102, started pushing.
So is this because they're going to charge Prime members for the delivery of groceries? Is that what's the catalyst for this move, or it's just I that's the only news that I saw on it. Good call on that one. Big 3-day move for this. Getting into an interesting area. This 105 area is of significance to me. 104.87. That'd be my next target on the upside. Didn't quite get there today. But you clear that, you get 105, you get into this gap area. I believe that's from earnings. So first let's get back up to that 105. That's been the recent high since November. Then things really open up on the inside for to the upside for Intel.
And just to kind of mention some names that I've heard Dennis say that they don't trade too closely together. So I will put that with a little bit of grain of salt. But I have a tendency of looking at them, which is Shop and Melly and Mercado Libre. And if you see Amazon getting the lift, a lot of times I'll look for those to get the lift. Melly's been really just ripping since the beginning. And I think this is also a situation that's going on in Argentina and Brazil. So keep that in mind. This might have something else involved with that. But then also you look at Shopify, and that's not a bad week for Shopify.
It's great, yeah. And just off that little rumor or that information, I don't know if it's been confirmed or not.
Yeah.
We did get to 50.17, just nothing there except the psychological level. Really, really good day for shop till you drop. Let's see here. You got once again. The open was very near the low for the day at 47.62. Took out the close and just chugged higher. So it's still, once again, folks, you really going to be hard to get me to give you, bona fide targets on the upside for these stocks because I'm an traceman kind of guy, and I don't. What kind of point what are they, Mitch? What's less than the 0.382? Like the point?
There's there's like the 23, but
Yeah.
there's the 23. I usually just use, just straight up. I go from the 3, there's 23.6. That's it.
Okay, 23.6, 38.3, right? And then
50 and then 61.8.
but they don't even like I've had arguments with people and they say that 50 is not a true fib.
It's not a fib. It's not. For some reason, they just include it in a lot of the retracement tools. Technically wise, that's not the one that we look at. But one thing that I will see is that, and I clearly have learned from PreMarket Prep, right, how much those 50% hold. So what I've learned is I love the sweet spot between the 50 and the 61.8, somewhere in between there, because then you can look for the cut down and then the cut back above the 50%. So that's what I've seen a lot of the times. Also, we'll get a slight cut down through that 50. And then when I'm on that recovery, then I can use that 50% as my out level, right? Which I think is important to keep in mind. All right, let's get towards what everyone wants to talk about, which is the Tesla Dragon making its way. And Dennis, started even saying after 150, maybe even 200.
Yep.
Joel even talked about that. I've stayed out of Tesla because I got in it wrong. And one thing you do when you stay out, what do? Let others that see it right make the opinion. Now, what I did was I said, okay, Tesla's going up. That I'm not going to argue with, right? I'm not going to go and try to fight Tesla down just because I feel like it should go down. But I said, let's look at the relationships. Could this get the auto manufacturers started? We talked a little bit about this on pre-market prep yesterday. I expanded on it shortly after that on live trading. Brought you the clip here. Only 47 seconds, team. Just kind
All
of listen
right.
in. There's going
I
to be
like
leaders
this. All right.
that have already taken off. A pure example is in the autos like Tesla. Tesla's up there to 159.94. Yeah, I could expect it going a little bit higher, but I don't want to push too much into just Tesla, right? So I could look at different names to see how those react today. How does Lucid trade today, right? Lucid could actually be an upside bet today. Fisker could be an upside bet today. Ford could be an upside bet today. Looks like it has 13 right above it, right? We'll see if that gets moving today. When you see one of these auto manufacturers get a lift, look for the others. Look for NIO. Look how NIO's already showing strength. XPEV. These are all types of plays. Like always, team, you guys determine what you guys are trading. Today, I'm going to try to do my. All right, team. And you guys see that one thing that I mentioned there that I think is very important is the leader laggard style trade and looking for relationships to come into play for the industry. And so when we see especially a rip out, and that's what Tesla gave us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't a small move, it's a big move. You got to look for the beaten down names in that industry to get a little bit of a lift. Does it mean that those beaten down names are going to come just as strong as Tesla? No, but it's something to keep an eye on, especially when we're starting to do what? Starting to look at the growth trade, right? Well,
Growth
that
is
gave
back,
it that gave it a more ability to get that run. There you go. And I did hear rumors out there, Duncan Day bringing in something that I think Chris Ketchy and I are looking a little bit deeper into it right now. There are some rumors out there of some kind of lockup period coming to an end on Lucid. So I'm not going to go too deep into there because they're rumors and they're very let's say like on like the Reddit streets and the Twitter streets. They're still not on Wall Street, but we're looking into a team like always to do a little deeper dive. I'm sure Chris Ketchy will get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, Chris is good with his research. Just before we do analysis of these stocks, one thing going back to the retracement tool. You, they're always better if you got a daily high or low there. It's something or a pattern. So just blindly trading the fibs. What I like to see, or multiple closes in that same area. So that just adding on to that discussion. Kathy having a good day. Had that resistance at 38. Took that out yesterday. Now back over 40, right? 40, 55. Next target area getting close here, folks. 41. If you see that late in the session, 40.90 was a high. Just above that, 40.97. Poked your head above it here. So there's a big level. Spoos dip under 4,100. I don't know if we got the gas to close over 4,100, but it's nice that we got a print at least at 41.09 and a quarter. So I don't know. We maybe got a few sell imbalances or what's this being disseminated on the floor. I don't know if there's any news, but I gotta tell you, there's some stocks that we get right, and then there's some that we get really wrong. And this AXP, I'm like, 166 looks like gravy on the upside. Well, that ended up being closer to the low of the day than the high of the day. Low of the day, 165.5 after an up open. It came back 175.54. It's taken Visa along for the ride. Look at that. Visa trying to move up towards all-time high. And someone mentioned, is Discovery still around? They're all
I think
merged up,
Discover.
aren't
Yeah, I think Discover.
DFS.
DFS. Yeah,
Yeah,
DFS.
yeah.
There you go. Clear
I
one
don't
that
know.
also we didn't really talk about this. When we talked about COF. We forgot to cover the Discover move, and there you see it.
How's CO? Oh, that's continuing too.
Yeah, we talked about it. Nice sleepy day yesterday. Why not take out the highs, right?
Yeah, the momentum. Are you seeing anything, Mitch, out there? I mean, did you see the imbalances roll across yet? Because we're getting a
Yeah,
little bit of selling pressure here, but I mean, considering the
I
week that
have
we've had,
I have buy side. I mean, I'm sure there's
yeah.
some people taking some profits as you're getting
All
closer and
right.
closer to
So,
the
are they
end.
giving you a little dip here to buy into the close of closing at the highs here? Well, we'll soon find out. We got 13 minutes left here on this January, not the end of January, but getting pretty close. Let's see, 28, 29. We got 2 days, right? Monday and Tuesday, and
Hmm.
then we'll end this month, which is hopefully it's so go January, so goes the market. But anyways, this AXP is just an absolute beast today. As I mentioned,
Let's go to
what
Visa.
Visa?
They had earnings today, right? Continuing to the upside action.
Yeah,
I know Dennis doesn't like these, but technically, man, they just look pretty. And it's all about the monthly chart to me.
yeah,
It's not about the daily,
broke
it's
out.
not about the weekly. It's all about the monthly on a chart like this. And one of the things that I would say is there's certain charts that just trade better on the monthly team. And I think this is one of them. Visa, MasterCard, they just look pretty. You can see that stack up on the monthly the last 3
Yep.
months, November, December, right there. It pulls back right towards the trend line on the monthly and then just starts really getting things going. So 220 for me, I think needs to hold on the monthlies, but you're looking good as long as the 20s hold now.
Yeah, I mean, good momentum, as I mentioned. Your catalyst with well, they had its own catalyst today. AXB did get over 175. I think tongue in cheek, I mentioned his next monthly high at 178.17. So if 175 or 172 is not good enough for you, that is your next monthly high. That was your high going back in May of last year. That was your high, but getting some profit takers here coming in. Hard for you to find a support when you're pulling back. The early morning high was right in this area. I thought it was going to be the high of the day, but it wasn't. 93 and a quarter. So there was a little intraday resistance. Let's see if it turns into intraday support on the way down. 94 and a quarter, 93. Now we're back at that 93 and a half area.
All right. Now, one thing that mentioned in the chat here, we had a question. I think this is Rustical. I think
Rustical? I know Rustical.
so Rustical is asking here, okay, so Visa, MasterCard, Discovery, could that be leading this SPY? No, what I think that shows to me is more the beta in those names right now is higher. And that's a good sign when you're seeing that beta kind of get that lift, right? Of course, when we look talking about beta, we're talking about the volatility compared to the overall market. If it's moving faster than the market, then it has a higher beta, right? And that's why I think if you look at the sectors that have been making lifts, where are you seeing a lot of the high beta names come out of? Of course, consumer cyclical, right? And those are the stocks that we need to kind of pay attention when we're getting these big moves in the market. Those have a tendency of moving faster. And so there's in consumer cyclical, you would have found auto manufacturers, the leisure type of plays. Those types of plays are really getting the lift. And so I think what this shows more is taking a look into beta. Maybe you get a little better understanding on that, Rustical, that could help you out. See when what's really leading, right? Leading is going to be a definition of relative strength to the SPY. And so I think that that's what you have to be thinking of. How strong is this compared to the overall market move? Or you
Yeah,
could compare it to like a close ETF. That's
yeah.
what I would say.
It maybe we did not put enough emphasis this morning. I mean, the PCI made data
Yeah.
was favorable as far as
PCE, but
what did I say PCI.
no worries. I got you, right?
PC data, coming in, the old inflation picture
Mm-hmm.
uh, looks to be clearing up a little bit here, but still trying to find support here on the intraday chart. 17 handles off that high of 41.09 and a quarter. And the only reason I had 41.09 and a quarter on my sheet was because it was from the pivot point formula
Mm.
that I've showed you guys before. When I don't have anything to fill in, besides using half and whole numbers, that came in. So that today it worked. It doesn't always work. Once again, these levels are always better used when coinciding with some daily highs
Un-
and lows. And
Unfortunately,
what do you think? Let's take a little poll. Do you think Triple D dumped his Rivian today?
nah. I hope he still had it, right? I think he
I
still
hope he
had it.
holds on. Yeah, he still had it. He did the old CIC on
Yeah,
his
I'll hold
stop.
through. I'll hold
Uh,
through that 1582,
he
and there you
did.
see it. There you
He's
see
got
it
to
back
hold
up
on
there.
to this one. I better tag.
Yeah,
I
that's what
like to
I
sell
said, Joel. Right? Like sell a little piece, take your profit, and maybe have a long runner.
a little
Right?
kicker here. Yeah, yeah. Change of heart here in the final 10 minutes of the session. We lost the 90 handle. We're in the 80 handle. Florida said, of course, he sold it. His target was 20. It did 20 and then some. Went to 21.44. But whippy stock there. But Rivian looking up. Who else falls in? Let's just do a quick look at the growth. Unity
Yep.
taking off. Little struggling in the upper 36 handle. I saw the firm making a move. That's having a good day. That's trying to break out. MQ, I think I got this
You
dog
know what says it
too.
all?
That
Zoom
can
is
get it
coming
over.
back, man.
Zoom.
Even Zoom had a good day today.
Don't be sleeping on that Zoom.
Yeah, man. Probably a lot of people short Zoom and don't, and I've counted it out. Who knows? Who knows? This has come back to pretty low levels. You're talking IPO levels below it at 59.92. Went to a low of
Wow.
65. I mean, it's gone pretty back down as much as it's probably ever going to go. I mean, back to IPO days, and I mean, remember this was $540, or actually
Yeah.
even higher. I think it's crazy. I think
Look
I had
at
a day where it
Beyond
was
Meat.
588.
Beyond Meat.
Yeah, the
Beyond Meat.
fake meat, man. The fake meat. I was talking about this. Did you get your steak? Did you get your Beyond Meat? There you go. Short squeeze types of stocks, right? That's
I
what we're seeing a
actually
lot
got
around.
I went the opposite of Beyond Meat with the porterhouses. I couldn't
Mm.
resist, man. Should only gotten one, but I ended up getting two leftovers. Wink, wink. Continuing to decline here. 40.86. We can't get back all these gains. Come on, man. Down
Running
or
towards
still
those
up 11
profits.
handles. What's mid range on the session, Mitch? Because I've seen this trick before where they jam it. Let's do it real quick.
You
109.25.
already went to it.
Really?
40, at least from the open, that's 405.80, but you might have a little bit different.
Yeah, yeah. Let me see. I got 83 and a quarter. Mid range on the session in the spoos. We're currently at 40.88. So, do we have any news, Mitch? Is this just a sell off? Just people are like
This
ringing the
is,
register here?
I mean, let's just be honest. This has been a rip. If I look at this, I see 910 million to the buy side, not to the sell side. And so
Mm,
that just goes to show me, I mean, let's just be honest. There's some people going to probably take some profits into this move. Now, the only thing I think you need to be really keeping a close eye on is the 400 level. As long as we stay above that,
yeah.
we'll be
Look at
looking rosy, right? But
look
if
at
you get a big red candle back through 400, that easily puts us back into the channel. Then the bears start coming out and talking. So I'm just trying to keep it simple right now.
yeah.
400 for me.
Yeah.
400, I'll get back into the bear shoes. Right now, neutral day plays to the upside. That's the way I'm looking at it. And I'll stay that way until we break the bull mentality right now. You normally would break the bear mentality in the bear markets. Right now, you got to break the bull mentality. It's
Yeah.
crazy to think that, right? But
Yeah.
we actually
Oh.
got to break that mentality to the upside right now.
Yeah, well, they're doing a good job with me right now. 24, 25 handles, 83 and a quarter here, coming into the last 4 minutes. That's going to be my bogey here. If we're good, if with a capital I here, if we are going to catch a bounce, I'd say it's going to be at about $2 here at 83 and a quarter. If It'd be a better place to the old better place to cover is short to try along, but gave back half of that move pretty quickly. Seller people locking things in over the weekend, but still 3 minutes left. Do we want to do?
Yeah, a
Oh
little
wow,
ticker.
someone wants to look at NWL Newell Rubbermaid, the old trash
Whoa.
can maker.
And
Now I
speaking
don't
of
know.
which, I'm a little annoyed. My trash people keep missing my trash. Like, I was almost gonna take them down this morning. That's why I was late on pre-market prep. I was like, "Yo, take the trash, man."
Let's see. New Rubbermaid. I don't even know what this I guess it's a value stock.
It
Uh,
comes under household personal products, which is an area that got hit hard today. Just want
yeah,
to put that into perspective.
but it's had a good year so
It
far,
does.
pulling
Yeah.
back. I would say if it gets over 16 and it can hold 16, we poked above it earlier in the week. Then I'd say it's got another chance of the leg up. But you stalled at 16 in mid-September. You stalled at 16 at the end of October. You snuck your head above it. Boom, right here. Tough. So above 16, looking for another move in Newell Rubbermaid. Is that what they still call it? Yeah, Newell Brands. They got rid of the Rubbermaid. All right, folks. 2 minutes left. So I don't know. The Bulls, if you're gonna scoop up this 83 here, you're gonna have to get a good pop going into the final minute and a half to end this week. Boom. What else do we want? What else do we want to cover?
All right. Well, there's definitely going to be some big earnings next week, right? I think it's important definitely to catch that. We'll see what happens as we get into February. How will we hold? Next week, we'll hold the FOMC meeting, right? That's going to be a big day. Wednesday, we got a lot of the big boys reporting. Apple gets out there, right? I think next week is going to tell it all, I think, team. I'll just be honest. That's the way I feel
Yeah,
because
yeah,
if it goes really well for the Bulls, we could easily be at 420 next week.
yeah.
Now, if we get the earnings disasters, that's what we need to keep our eyes open for, right? And it's going to come from the big boys if it's going to come. All right. I think, Apple will definitely be that one that we'll be all watching for. Why? Because there was so much talk about the iPhone production coming down, right? I guess we'll find out, right? We'll find out really how a production got hit in China. Remember, there was situations with their factory. We'll find out how their adjustment and their mentality of going into India is going. You saw that they're trying to move more of the iPhones there. There's a lot of things that we'll hear about from Apple. And I think I've talked about this level 150. You recover that. The Bulls have control again in Apple.
Okay. All right. We did get that retracement back mid-range on the session. Not getting a big bounce. Looks like we closed right around 84 and a half. So participating in this little market action here, post-market. We'll see if the Bulls can do. But overall, good week, folks. We'll be tuning back in Monday with Tim Quass. See what he has to say about the markets. And then, of course, we got a big week of earnings coming up. Mitch, great job this week, and everyone have a safe weekend.
Have a safe weekend, everybody. I'm going to get out of here. I got Joel out of here. You guys have a great weekend. Stay safe like always. I'm going to enjoy myself a little basketball game. Get to see the Heat versus the Hornets close by. Going to enjoy that. And you guys enjoy some NFL action. Enjoy some time off. Clear the mind. Get ready for Monday. It's going to be a big week. We're going to need to be fresh and ready. I'll see you guys bright and early on Monday, 8 a.m. at pre-market prep. And like always, if you guys want to stick around with things that I do outside of the normal programming, we've talked about it. The book club. This Sunday, we're meeting up at 9 a.m. Eastern as we get deeper and deeper into Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. As we, of course, keep growing the skills. And if you guys want to master the market with confidence and have some psychological edge, check us out on the book club, 9 a.m. Eastern. I'll see you guys there. And smash the like, team. If by any means you guys are part of the book club and you're not receiving my emails, you can always reach out to me, mitch@benzinga.com. I'll make sure you make it there. Hit the thumbs up on your way out. And definitely smash up. Let's go, team. You guys have a great weekend. Take care of the fam. Enjoy it. Have some barbecue if you can. Who knows? Maybe a little pinky on up. I'll see you guys, team. Keep battling out there.